birthday last year. Haven't used them much, though.
Well, from now on, I'm going to see that you do. You know what my new mission in life is? To take you out of the libraries and into the sporting world. That is, if Paul Hanley doesn't object.
Why should Paul Hanley object?
Well, he seems so concerned with your cultural education. You seem to enjoy it. Well, maybe you just like the way he talks. Are these ski boots, Allison? Or are they just an illusion? Are they but a dream, perhaps, a symbol of man's eternal quest for what? All life is a ski boot, I say, a tortured thing of earth and spirit, tearing at the very flesh of man's being. Think, I say. Consider.
Hello, Allison. Rod?
Hello.
How are you?
Fine. You going to Sutter's Hill?
No, Mount Griswold.
Oh.
How's your new job?
Oh, it's like any new job, I suppose. It takes time getting used to.
I didn't know you were working.
At the hospital. Well, I'd better be on my way. Bye.
Bye.
See you later. What does she do at the hospital?
She's a nurse's aide. Dr. Rossi told my mother.
Nobody bothered to tell me.
Well...
Yes, I know. Why should they? What does a nurse's aide do?
Don't really know.
They get paid?
I think they must get something.
You know, I feel like an awful lightweight. Rodney Harrington, the playboy, off to the ski slopes, while my ex-wife, my annulled wife, not really my ex-wife, goes out and works for a living. Well, come on, we better keep going.
You sure you really want to go?
I'm sure. Allison, it's a small town. We'll always be running into each other.
Hello there.
Mother?
How was your morning at the hospital?
Oh, it's all right. Are you ready for lunch?
Well, Dr. Rossi's with the patient, but as soon as they're through, we'll go.
All right. That's our Rodney.
Where?
Oh, on the street. He's going skiing with Allison.
Oh?
It didn't bother me.
That's good.
Well, not in the usual sense, I mean. But seeing them together, I couldn't help feeling, oh, I don't know, older. Older than either of them, and I'm not.
No, but you've taken on a job, you've taken on responsibilities. Say, I thought you weren't through until 1 o'clock.
Oh, I left early. Is Dr. Rossi busy?
He's with the patient.
I'll wait.
Is something wrong, Betty?
I just want to talk to him.
Well, is there anything I can do?
Mother, I said I just want to see Dr. Rossi. I'm sorry. It's about the hospital. But you go on with your work.
Oh, I'm almost through. I thought I would leave early this afternoon so I can get some shopping done.
For tomorrow?
Mm-hmm. Your father's first visit home. I thought I might fix roast beef.
He'd like that.
Mm-hmm. With roast beef, there'll be enough left for sandwiches if he stays.
If he stays?
For supper. The sanitarium didn't tell me what time I was to bring him back. In fact, they didn't tell me much of anything.
It'll be all right, Mother.
I hope so. I've been thinking about it all morning.
We ought to be glad he's coming home.
Of course.
But we're not, are we? You're frightened about tomorrow, and so am I.
We ought to be glad and we're not. Why? But I keep asking myself, why should I be afraid of it?
Miss Lang, I want to see you again on Tuesday. Oh, Julie, will you arrange a time for Miss Lang, please?
Of course.
I want you to continue the medication route.
Fine, Doctor.
Oh, hello, Betty. Glad you'd be at the hospital.
Split shift. I work again this evening.
Oh, I see. How do you like it now?
It's fine.
Good. Well, listen, I'm going to be around here a while if you two girls want to go to lunch now.
Doctor, May I see you for a moment, please?
Well, sure, come in. Well, sit down. Go ahead. All right.
Well, I lied to you out there, Doctor. When you asked if I liked the job and I said fine.
You don't like it?
Oh, no, it's not the job. It's me. I'm just afraid I won't be able to do what's expected of me.
Well, isn't this a little sudden? I mean, have you really given it a chance? Is the work too hard for you?
No, it's not that. Well, it's just not for me.
Oh, I see. Well, what about all this talk about being interested in nursing? I mean, was that just talk?
I'm keeping you.
Betty, wait. Look, you used to trust me.
I do now more than anyone.
You know, when I first came to PEYTON Place, you were one of the first people who needed me. I mean, really needed me. That's kind of what makes a doctor tick. I helped you then.
You were the only one who did.
Well, let me help you now. Huh? Hey, come on. You tell me the whole truth.
All right. You were the one who got me the job in the hospital. It wasn't because they wanted me. It was because you insisted.
Well, let's say I pulled a little rank. What's wrong with that?
Well, nothing if I thought I could do a good job and I wouldn't disappoint you, but... Well, under the circumstances...
What circumstances?
Oh, Miss Choate. She doesn't like me, and I don't think she ever will.
Well, that's kind of a negative attitude, isn't it?
Doctor, she was on duty the night I lost the baby.
Oh, I see, and she mentioned that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You feel because I recommended you that if you stayed at the hospital, you would embarrass me.
Yes.
Betty, believe me, the only way you could possibly embarrass me was to quit before you really gave yourself a chance. Miss Choate doesn't know you or the circumstances. Now, she wants to believe that you can't do the job. If you want to prove her right, all right. Go on, give up.
But I really don't want to give up.
Then don't. Believe me, it's a tough job at best. Long hours and low pay and always being ordered around by doctors and nurses and putting up with complaining patients. But I think you can take it. That and anything Miss Choate can throw at you. What do you think?
I'll try.
All right. Come on.
Should guarantee us some privacy. You wanted certain information from me the last time we met, Mr. Wainwright. I wasn't able to give it to you then. But I can now.
Oh?
If you'll stop being so mysterious. Tell me first, where did you get the idea that Leslie Harrington was involved with my wife?
Mrs. Harrington wrote that to her father shortly before she died.
Mr. Harrington denied that, of course.
Oh, vehemently.
I can prove it was true. I have my wife's diary. It's a record of everything that happened.
And it mentions Leslie Harrington?
It does. It proves what Mrs. Harrington contended in her letter.
That could be a vital piece of evidence. How do you propose to use it?
Mr. Wainwright, I came back to this town for just one reason. To prove I didn't kill my wife.
You feel that this diary could clear you?
It could. See, it supports my claim that I saw another man leaving our house on the night she died. And it identifies him for me. It was Leslie Harrington.
Oh, that's a very strong statement.
It is. Now, if I let you use this diary against Leslie Harrington, I want you to use it for me.
In what way?
Well, you're a prominent attorney. You and your client, Martin PEYTON, have connections all over the state. I want my case reopened. I want the people of this town to know for sure, once and for all, that I'm not guilty of murder.
Mr. Carson, I'll have to read this diary.
Well, if you're satisfied, will you cooperate?
If it's all in here, we have a deal.
Preview from the continuing story of Peyton Place.
Constance, you're the only person who can keep Elliot Carson from using that diary.
I can't.
You can't? Allison's mother.
We can't. That would be pretending.
You know, in another moment, you're going to have me believing that I'm on a blind date with a girl I've never met before.
You've been enjoying a certain social acquaintance with the lovely Mrs. Mackenzie?
Hanley, you seem to be going around looking for trouble. Now, do you want it from me, or do you care where it comes from?